It's the Morning Invasion with Dex and Steve-O.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
I suppose we should get going.
Yeah!
Let's go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh man, it's Monday, isn't it? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. August 6th, live from the Dreamstar Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Dex, Steve-O, Starmy, that's you. Good morning. How's everybody's weekend?
Pretty good, bro.
Not bad?
Yeah.
Get some rest, all caught up, ready for a new week.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, we're excited today. We'll be broadcasting live starting at 8 a.m. We're going to be over at Coors in Montano, and we're teaming up with Feed Inham Kids. You know, back to school, it's happening. Some of you going back this week, some of you going back next week. And so we're collecting school supplies and non-perishable food items, snacks.
Yeah.
With Feed Inham Kids, starting at 8 a.m. We're going to be at the First Financial Credit Union, 6100 Coors Boulevard. So come down, say hello, come hang out with us, and drop off some goods. Thousands of kids go hungry every day right here in our state, in our city. And we're always telling you guys, hey, a little extra when you go to the when you go shopping, maybe put a little extra in your bag. And then we have a list of all the items you guys can get as far as food items at star88.fm.
Yeah, for real. Make sure you go check it out, star88.fm.
That's star88.fm.
At star88.fm. /events. It's got all the details for you, including the address where we're going to be broadcasting live.
Yeah.
Starting at 8 a.m.
Yeah, we'll be there till noon today. It'll be a lot of fun.
I mean, Daniel will be.
Well, are we still? We have to hang out, right? I don't know how that works.
I mean,
Do we get to leave right at 10? I mean,
I'm bringing my own car, so I
we get
don't
to
know
go
what
home
you're
right
doing.
at 10?
I'm
I
just
mean,
kidding.
I don't know. Do we just
I'm
ditch
just kidding.
Daniel? I mean,
Yes.
Okay, good. Good.
We'll be broadcasting live.
Starmy, what's up? Facebook Live, YouTube Live, we're hanging out. You guys can go watch the show right now. Just search Star 88 FM on YouTube. Go like our page on Facebook and share it. Share it with all your friends. Tell us how your weekend was. Anything happen? I know the McVeys, they're doing well. They had a baby boy on Friday morning.
That's right.
And man, I was getting updates all weekend from Seth and Britt. It looked like they were having a little bit of complications.
Yeah.
But
Looks like everything worked out.
yeah, everything's working out. So I'm sure they appreciate all the prayers and stuff. And I don't know, they probably get to go home pretty quick, right? Or
At some point,
yeah,
I'm
I
sure.
think they're still in the hospital.
I don't
so.
know. I mean, I don't know that hospitals are quick to want to release people because money. Oh, I mean because health and well-being. That's what I meant.
Yeah. Well, both their boys were small. Like they're little. They were what, 5 pounds?
Mm-hmm.
That's really small, right? Because usually that's like 8 or 9 pounds. I know my kids were like 9 pounds when they came out.
Gosh,
It's a big kid, right?
that's a big boy.
I thought 8 or 9 was kind of average though.
Yeah,
5 that's a little guy.
little bitty dude.
Yeah.
Emma says, good morning. Let's give a shout out to all APS and Rio Rancho's teachers going back to work today.
Oh yeah, get ready, guys.
It's already time.
It's time.
Yeah. Already time. I can't believe this.
Yeah.
I will say, though, it's exciting, especially for our show, because when school is in session, the audience just grows and grows. So really looking forward to that. Let's get that going. Know what I'm saying?
Get it going, man. Get back into that morning routine.
Mm-hmm.
Taking the kids to school.
No more summertime hang sessions.
Right?
Yeah.
No more sleeping in.
Yeah.
You know, stay-at-home moms, it's time to go back to work, which means taking your kids to school. And stay-at-home dads. You know, there's those two. I'm sorry. You know, it's just moms. I was getting in trouble every time.
Really?
I'm a stay-at-home dad. All right? What about us? You always forget about us. Sorry, man. Sorry.
I mean, we'd like to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kidding.
Coming up, California church serves beer during service?
I mean, I get it that California's a little more liberal, but are you serious? I read that article this week and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I read it too.
Huh. Looks like we're going to be taking our talents to Long Beach.
Where's that at?
That was a LeBron joke, which, by the way, also this weekend, man, LeBron and our president.
And what's
it
going
went
on with that?
Crazy.
I saw headlines, but I never clicked. What happened?
Our president decided that this weekend was the perfect opportunity to just trash him with words on Twitter.
Did he mention something about MJ was better? Because I saw a headline that didn't Trump say he's an MJ guy?
He just said, I like Mike. But it was after he called him an idiot.
Okay.
You know, after the week that LeBron has had, whether you love him or hate him in the sports world, he opened a school that is phenomenal. As the husband of a wife who is the principal of a school and who is heavily involved in early childhood education, I can tell you this school is incredible.
Yeah, don't they, like everything's free
Yeah.
for these kids.
Not just,
How incredible is that?
it's called the I Promise School. And I promise you, it's phenomenal. Yeah, he opened it. It's in Akron, Ohio, his hometown. And just the things that he is offering up are unreal. Like every single student's, I mean, tuition paid for. They get a bike and a helmet. Like, there's crazy details like 20 students for every teacher. 12 teachers have already been hired. 43 staffers, including a principal, assistant principal, 4 intervention specialists, tutors, English as a second language teacher, music instructor, gym teacher. I mean, like he went crazy.
Yeah.
He went crazy. Not to mention the fact that it's like, hey, man, if you graduate from here, you will also get
A signed autograph poster from LeBron?
or your college tuition paid for
What?
if you stay within Ohio.
Are you kidding me? How
like
cool is
he
that?
just went for it.
Yeah, this is one thing if you didn't know about LeBron, which when I was on this whole, I hate this guy, and then I started hearing about all these amazing things he does
I'm glad
outside of the court.
I'm glad you're opening up to this.
I have so much respect
I
for
love
this
this
guy.
man.
For many years, he's been paying millions of dollars every year so kids can go to college,
Yeah.
which is incredible.
So he basically like
$40 million a year, something like some crazy number like that is what he
that
spends every
money
year.
is being poured into this I Promise school that is yeah. It's a big deal. I mean, people were freaking out on it, and you know who was freaking out on it? Steph Curry was talking about it. What an incredible thing he's doing. Yeah. It's amazing, but within that, he was on a talk show talking with Don Lemon, and of course, President is not a big fan of his, so he tweeted out, and it was unfortunate. It was just weird timing.
Yeah.
I don't get it. So
Yeah, right.
man.
Here's something that you know, a professional athlete. I mean, you see professional athletes do good things all the time, but I mean, this is incredible what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not a private school. It's not a charter school. It's a real-life school in LeBron's hometown. Those were his exact words. They picked area students from among those, basically just did a random selection of all students who met a criteria and got these awesome phone calls to say, hey, how would you like to be part of something different? This is what we're doing. And it looks incredible, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But and here's a crazy thing. If you haven't heard about the school, not only are they doing things for the student, but let's say the parent of the student doesn't have a job, doesn't have an education, they will also pay to help the parent of the student achieve either a GED or job placement assistance.
Wow.
Because they don't just want the child to thrive. They know that the home environment is so vitally important.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm just going, who is this human being?
Yeah.
That's my favorite now.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan, nothing.
Yeah. Who's Michael Jordan? Who's that guy?
Michael Jordan played golf.
Yeah.
And
gambled.
Baseball. Yeah, right. And he's on Hanes commercials.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched this show on Netflix. I totally recommend it if you love football. It's called Last Chance U.
Mm-hmm.
And, the first couple seasons was East Mississippi Community College. And now they've gone into, this season is Kansas. There's a little community college. And so these are Division I players that got in trouble and got kicked off.
Mm-hmm.
And so they go down to community college level and try to work their way back up into a Division II or Division I school, or NFL possibly. And so it follows a team every season. And this year it was Kansas. And they were talking about a lot of these kids, that grow up in these neighborhoods like Compton, for instance. It's a lot of these kids don't have a good education.
Right.
Because think about it. When they go home, what are they worried about? They're worried about gang violence. They're worried about, people getting shot, their friends getting shot. I mean, drugs. Do you think you can go home and study and get your homework done when you have to worry about survival? Some of these kids grew up with their parents being drug addicts. So where are they getting food? Which is, leads us into teaming up with Feeding Them Kids, because the same thing is happening right here in our backyards in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Imagine if everybody actually stepped up, and not necessarily in the capacity that LeBron has, because talking about how much money will be spent, how much money he's pouring into it, and it's like something like $8.1 million over the next few years for this school, which is crazy. But imagine if we all did our part. We can't all be LeBron and open the schools like this, but we can do something.
Right.
Like broadcasting live this morning, collecting food for Feed New Mexico Kids. He just saw a need in his own community, where his hometown, and said, this is where I'm going to invest. And if we all did that in our own community, we could change the world, man. Seriously.
Well, think about it, man. It starts with the kids, right?
Yes.
If we started changing the kids, that would change everything.
Giving them an opportunity. And not just, I think it starts at home, so possibly even the parents. Like the fact that, so if you're just joining us, LeBron opens up this school called the I Promise School. There's free tuition, free uniforms, free bicycle and helmet, free transportation for all students within 2 miles of the school, free breakfast, lunch, and snacks. There's a food pantry for families who have need for meals in the evening.
That's pretty cool.
There are GED and job placement services for the parents of the students, and there's guaranteed tuition to the University of Akron for every student who graduates from LeBron's I Promise School. That's incredible.
Yeah.
It's absolutely incredible. Not only that, as we mentioned earlier, the fact that there's they promised a ratio of students to teachers, which, man, I was reading an article this weekend, and sadly, our school system last.
Yeah.
Yeah,
one teacher has to deal with, 40 kids or something?
It's unbelievable.
40 or more kids? That's how can you focus on helping individual kids when you have 40 or 40-plus kids that you have to deal with? You can't do it.
Now, here's the crazy thing. This school is geared towards students who are at least 1 to 2 years behind normal education.
Oh, wow.
So if you're supposed to be in 6th grade, but you're still behind in 4th grade, that's part of the criteria to get into the I Promise School, because it's going to run longer than a normal school year to try and help those kids get caught back up and to get reacclimated to hey, this is what education's supposed to be like. This is what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So
did they get rid of the No Child Left Behind Act? Did they get rid of that, or is that
I
still
gotta
going
go
on?
Google it.
I thought you'd know. I mean, your wife's a principal.
Sorry.
It's information you should probably know.
Shout out to a girl, Amy, who's going to be on the show tomorrow, saying, that's amazing! It is amazing. Emma said it's insane. I know working in the schools. So, for real, my wife, principal, and she, same thing this weekend, was just like, oh, this is... And she doesn't cry. She never cries.
Cried?
She seriously, it's
Chrissy doesn't cry.
For the kids! She has no tears. She has no tears left. She married me. None left. None left. So it's incredible, man. I'm really excited for this. So love him or hate him on the court, he's doing incredible things off the court. I love that. Go Lakers.
Go Lakers,
Yeah,
guys.
that's right. Go Lakers.
Go Lakers.
You're not allowed to say that. You're
Nah, I'm
not allowed to
switching
say
teams.
that.
I'm done.
You're not allowed to
Bye,
do that.
Warriors. See ya.
No, you're not allowed to do that.
Whatever,
Speaking
Raider
of,
guy.
Steph Curry seriously just kicked it off with 2 words: freaking amazing, and then just hand claps.
Yeah, it is.
People, I'm
Exactly what it
hoping
is.
that people follow suit. realize, hey, maybe you superstars have these abilities to do something within your own community.
Yeah.
Man.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the show, live from the Dreamstar Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Don't forget, coming up at 8 a.m., we'll be broadcasting live, teaming up with Feed In 'em Kids. We'll be over at Corza Montano at the First Financial Credit Union, and we'll be hanging out doing the show until 10. Daniel will be taking over at 10 until noon, and we are collecting school supplies. We're collecting non-perishable snacks. We'll give you all the details, and all the details up at star88.fm/events. But come hang out with us starting at 8 o'clock. Huge show, guys. We're going to talk about beer in church. We're going to talk about Amish Uber. We're going to talk about old people. It's going to be beautiful.
Perfect.
Hang out with us. We'll be right back.
I'm Daniel, and it's time to get in the techno. Do you remember Minority Report? The 2002 film centered around a group of precognitive people identifying criminals before they committed crime. In the movie, cameras were everywhere and tracked you and shared customized advertising with you. Now we're in 2018 and facial recognition systems are more advanced than ever. A company called Effectiva is studying facial recognition by recording people watching an ad, their response to the ad, and then teaching an AI with machine learning to interpret facial cues. Another company, WeSee, claims its AI can scan a crowd of people and identify suspicious behavior based on imperceptible facial cues. Here's some numbers to think about. Since 2014, the facial recognition error rate has come down tenfold. Facial recognition, in general, is 92% accurate, and WeSee claims to be able to read your emotions with 66 to 70% accuracy. I'm Daniel, and now you're in the techno on Star 88.
President Abraham Lincoln said, "My concern is not whether God is on our side. My greatest concern is to be on God's side, for God is always right." Star 88 with a solar flare.
One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, over and over again. Going right back to the start, starting from where we begin. And I don't wanna be your friend, I just wanna be in love. And even if I'm chasing you is good enough. I keep on running back to you. I can't lose this time, and no matter what I do, I can't lose my. I keep on running back to you. I can't lose this time, and no matter what I do, I can't lose my. Fit, I throw a fit, and I leave you alone. And I don't wanna be your love, and I just wanna be your love. And even if I'm chasing you, no matter what, I keep on running back to you. I can't lose this time, and no matter what I do, I can't lose my. I keep on running back to you. I can't lose this time, and no matter what I do, I can't lose my. I keep on running back to you. I keep on running back to you. I can't lose my. We could die young. this time. And no matter what I do, I can't lose you. I keep on running back to you. I can't lose this time. And no matter what I do, I can't lose I can't lose
Rich Wilkerson Jr. reminds us that if we desire to lead, we must first learn to follow.
How many Christians have I met that say, I love Jesus, but I don't like the church? I don't like the church. Hey, you don't have to go to church to be a Christian. Hey, church is boring. Hey, church is full of hypocrites. See, I think if we would just stop and reflect a little bit more on what we're saying and understand who we are as the church, we would never say these things. Because if we're the bride of Christ, there's no way to say, I love Jesus, but I don't like the church. That's like saying, I love you, Jesus, but I don't like your bride. Come on, I know you don't have to go to church to be qualified as a Christian, but come on, if you love Jesus and you're a Christian, why would you not want to go to church? Church is boring. Don't ever say that. Ever. Because church is you and me, and I refuse to be boring. You're boring.
That's a PowerPoint on Star 88.
Hey, what's going on in the news today?
Melania Trump stepped away from her husband's criticism of NBA star LeBron James.
Fire danger warnings are posted in several western states.
Venezuela says that President Nicolas Maduro has survived an assassination attempt.
The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio is welcoming the class of 2018.
Wayfair is going brick and mortar.
A Cincinnati high school teacher has set a record for rowing across the North Atlantic Ocean alone.
Mission Impossible Fallout held on to the #1 spot for the second weekend.
In Chicago, temperatures are well into the 90s, making more than just the music hot at Lollapalooza.
Russia is appointing action movie star Steven Seagal its special representative for U.S.-Russian humanitarian ties.
A woman has been charged for wearing a burqa in Denmark.
The National Rifle Association is suing New York Governor Andrew Cuomo and state regulators.
The news unveiled at a Star Trek convention in Las Vegas on Saturday.
Jean-Luc Picard is back.
A major earthquake rocking Indonesia's Lombok Island.
Guinness has just opened a new brewery in the U.S.
Speaking of breweries, coming up after 7, we'll talk about beer in church. A church opening up a brewery?
This is really interesting.
Is that allowed?
I mean, we'll talk about it in 7 o'clock hour.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Live from the Dream Style Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Thanks for joining us. 8 a.m., we're broadcasting live. First Financial Credit Union. It's over at Coors and Montano. And we're going to be hanging out with Feed In 'em Kids, collecting school supplies, non-perishable food items, snacks, high-protein stuff, which we have a list up at star88.fm. You can go there and you can get the list of all the things that you guys can collect when you're at the grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
I like those, protein bars.
Little tuna packets.
Tuna packs. High protein stuff. A lot of these kids out there, thousands of kids, go hungry every day. We've got to step up and do something about it. That's unacceptable. So join us. We'll be hanging out from 8 a.m. until noon today. First Financial Credit Union. All right, let's get some good news. I mean, more good news. We kicked off the show with some good news, talking about LeBron and his new school and how incredible that is, because that's where it starts, right? It starts with the kids.
Yeah.
Can't make change until we start with the kids. We educate them. We teach them between right and wrong. Education is so important. And today, this is a good reminder. When you're out today, guys, just be looking around for people in need. You never know. It could be something simple. Something simple. You just never know. This story hopefully inspires you. Let's head on over to Flint, Michigan. Walmart. There's a nail salon inside Wally World. Last Thursday, one of the salon workers said they couldn't do a woman's nails because she has cerebral palsy. Now, if you don't know what that is, that's a disease where you shake uncontrollably.
Okay.
So, I mean, you try to get your nails done and your hands are shaking.
Right.
I understand.
Yeah.
But this salon said, sorry, can't help you. We won't do your nails. This woman, her name is Angela Peters, and her hands, they shake. And this salon said it's impossible to do your nails. Well, a Walmart worker, she saw this all go down. Her name is Ebony Harris. After she saw Angela get rejected, she stepped in and said, hey, come here. I'll do your nails. They went and picked out a color. Then Ebony skipped her break to sit down with her. And now a photo of her doing her nails is making the rounds on social media.
This is awesome.
Ebony says Angela did shake a bit. She made it a little bit harder, but it wasn't a big deal. And her nails turned out great. Here's a picture of them doing the nails. Look at how happy she is.
Why are you doing this to me?
They also had a great conversation, and they're already planning on getting together for dinner. Man!
Yeah.
Look at that!
Yeah, I don't want to.
Woo!
It's pretty dope.
It's pretty dope, man. It's pretty dope.
I just wanted to make her day special. I didn't really want her day to be ruined. That's why I did it. And plus she's a sweetie. And, you know, she moved her hands a little bit and she kept saying she was sorry. And I told her, don't say that. I said, you're fine.
I thought that was so nice of her. And I already felt comfortable with her because, like I said, I shout to Mama a lot.
We're not trying to bash the nail salon. We're not trying to make them lose customers, make them look bad.
I would.
But maybe spread awareness that no matter the person, who they are, what color they are, disability, whatever, they're people too. She wants to look pretty, you know, and so why can't she?
I'm like, wow.
I'm telling you, shout out to Ebony Harris. That girl needs a raise. You kidding me? You kidding me with that? And I love that she said, you know, hey, shouldn't bash the salon. Because all I could think is, you know what? That would have ripped them apart. I would have put them on blast. No, not Ebony Harris.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, man. And you know what? She found a friend, you know? She started a friend, yeah. What song is that?
No.
I thought you were going to sing, you got a friend
Gosh,
in me.
dude. That's a good story right there.
You got a friend in me.
How often are we quick to make excuses because something's like just, it's not even hard, it's just different from our norm.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like just, it's a little off. We're not used to it. So we're like, oh, I'm sorry. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
Really, we should just say, I won't.
Right.
Because that's really what you're saying. I'm sorry, I won't. I probably could. It'd take a little adjusting, but I won't.
Yep.
Somebody wants to know if the Walmart employee got fired.
No.
Somebody else wants to know if the salon was playing Taylor Swift, Shake It Off. Nope.
Oh,
no.
my gosh. No.
You jerk.
Ban them.
Sorry. I need to pre-read things.
Yeah. That's not okay. Jeez. Unreal. You
wow.
know, something happened to me the other day that I haven't talked about. Because, you know, reading these stories every morning,
yeah,
I'd be a total hypocrite if I didn't go out during my day and look for those opportunities. And so after the show every day at 10, I usually go for a run.
Mm-hmm.
And for the first 10 minutes, I usually just walk to try to walk.
Yeah.
Well, as I was walking, I noticed this mom and her little daughter were walking towards me. As they got closer, I ended up putting my iPhone on pause because I was listening to a podcast. And this little girl, as she was walking by me, had a little flower. It was a dandelion. And she reached up to hand me the dandelion. I grabbed the dandelion out of this little girl's hand because I was like, oh my gosh, she's giving me a flower. As I took the dandelion, she started screaming that I took her dandelion. The mom started yelling at me in Spanish. I couldn't understand. I don't speak Spanish. So I ran with the dandelion. I just started running because I didn't know what to do. You got this little girl. She's yelling at me because she thinks I stole her dandelion. Mom's yelling at me in Spanish. I don't know. The girl must have been 3 years old. She handed me the dandelion. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure she just wanted to show off her dandelion to me. I stole her dandelion. I stole it. I've never ran as fast in my life. Guys, I stole from a 3-year-old and her mother. It's haunted me ever since. I don't know where I was going with that story.
I don't either.
I thought there would have been a...
You don't either. I was waiting for like it to... Like, it's good news stories.
Really tried to do something. I mean, the little girl, I thought she was trying to do something nice for me.
Yeah.
Made me feel good. As soon as I grabbed the flower, though, she started screaming at me.
Wow.
I mean, what do you do in that situation?
Yeah.
You know, I panicked and ran.
Yeah.
I have anxiety, guys.
I'm sorry.
You know?
I'm sorry.
Every day now, I go and look for that little girl because I want to give her a flower back. Should I do that? Is that what I should do? If I see the girl and her mom, should I return the flower?
Try and hand her a flower.
Or give her a newer flower? Yeah. Or should I just avoid and walk across the other side of the road so I don't have to? Anyways, good morning, everybody. Coming up after 7, we're going to talk about beer in church. This church wants to open up a brewery. We want to know your thoughts.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, because I read the article this morning, and I'm curious to see what everybody thinks because they bring up some pretty good points.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But then again, I don't know if I would want the liability of that either.
It's going to be, we got to talk, again, just after 7, we'll talk more in depth about this. But, that's essentially exactly what it is. A pastor has decided to sell their church building because the church is a community, not a building. And with the money that they're getting from selling the building, they're opening a brewery, which will also serve as the church.
Yes.
This is really interesting.
Yes.
Did I mention it's California?
It's California. Yep, California.
Because okay, we'll talk about it at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
Be thinking about if you could have, if there was a wish list, the church here, let's just
here at Calvary. I mean, this weekend was Welcome Weekend here.
Welcome
Weekend. We had taps, but it was like lemonade. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we didn't have, there was nothing else in these taps.
Oh.
It wasn't like Long Island iced teas. It was just iced tea.
Okay.
Just normal iced tea. Albuquerque iced tea.
If Calvary said, here's a wish list, write down one thing, no judgment, can be anything you want.
Yeah.
For yourself, for the community.
Yeah.
What would you ask for? On the same lines, let's say, let's say Nate Heitzig was the one who wanted to start the brewery.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So you're looking at the list going, oh, Nate's going to start a brewery here at Calvary? Cool. That's not happening, guys. Okay?
Right. That's
just saying.
definitely not.
But then you see that and you're like, oh, okay. All right. So there's the line. What would it be? Stormy, what would it be? What would that one thing be that you would want on your church wish list?
Are we talking about this now? Or are we talking about this at 7?
I guess we're talking about it now.
No, we're talking about it at 7. I'm not even answering.
I want you to think about that. Okay, and then at 7 we'll reveal your
We're
answer.
diving in. We're diving in at 7.
Because I'm thinking about it right now. And man, I got a lot of great ideas.
Yeah?
You know, I do. I got a lot of great ideas. You know, I'm just going to give a little teaser. It has to do with Netflix pods.
Okay.
What?
I'm
Slash
excited
nap
for this
pods?
conversation.
What about a nap pod at church?
Because as you're asking the question of what would you want at your church, you know, they actually said, hey, the church isn't a building. It's not brick and mortar. We're selling the building because for us, church is a community and a movement. They also said there's nothing in the Bible that says you can't drink alcohol in a responsible manner, so we're opening a brewery/church. Hey, no bigs.
Okay.
We'll talk about that at 7. But that's part of the problem. We want this wish list for this building. But we're the church.
We are the church.
We are the people. We are the ones who make a brighter day.
So let's start giving.
Yeah! Woo! Somebody said they should call it, oh man, Drunk in the Spirits?
Drunk in the Spirits. Nothing, hey, just because, you know, beer doesn't mean drunk, okay?
What about a bottom line on the teleprompters where the pastor, you know, like how we've got screens and so people can see Pastor Skip huge. They said what like a bottom line with game scores.
Updates. Game score updates. Yes.
Guys.
Yes. Huh?
Oh, man.
I like it.
A skydiving simulator.
Ooh.
That from Rapture Air Paragliding.
Like virtual reality? Like a simulator?
I don't know, I guess.
That would be pretty cool.
Is church turning into Dave & Buster's? What's happening? Why?
Right?
Why do we want these things?
Hey, man, it's a wish list.
Lucy just wants a rehab center because we have too many addicts.
Ah, you know what? That's pretty cool.
That's like the first practical one I've heard.
I know. Everybody wants all these like fun things. Whenever I walk into you know, Bible Island or, you know, churches, they have some pretty good setups for kids. And all I can think of is, man, why don't grown-ups have cool things like this? You know? Like I got pool, air hockey.
I hear what you're
little
saying.
Basketball scoring game thing. You know? What's the deal? Why can't grown-ups have fun too?
Nate always says how you attract someone is how you keep someone, right? So that's true. Like you've got the youth with all their fancy schmancy games and things. So how do you retain them when they become adults and there's no more cool bar games?
Right.
Like darts.
Mm-hmm. Shuffleboard.
I'll take skee ball.
Right.
Yeah. Give me a skee ball.
Right.
I love skee ball.
Right. Why not? Man, you want to see more people going to church? Huh? Huh?
Paul says a gym, build up your temple in the temple.
Okay. Yes, God's gym.
Jared just wants to see more of the church members serving in the kids department. That's his wish list.
Whoa, are you farting, bro? That was our speaker.
That's weird, right?
It was. Yeah, this is according to a new survey out of the Pew Research Center. The reason people aren't attending church, there's a few things that they talked about in the survey. They said 28% say they don't go because they aren't believers.
Which makes sense.
Other people say it's because they practice their faith in different ways. Others say because they haven't found a church home that works for them. And others said practical reasons like health and having the time. 71% say they attend services monthly, and 44% say they rarely attend for reasons that aren't about their faith. Now, you throw in like a Dave & Buster's kind of deal.
Okay.
Changes everything.
No.
Could have football. Think about it. We have so many services on Saturday and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Your wife, you hang out, watch a football game in the restaurant pub area.
No.
What?
Gosh.
In the game area. kids can have fun. Why not?
I mean, why not? People are chiming in left and right. I want an arcade.
An arcade, sure.
A dance
Nobody
floor.
likes arcades anymore. Dance
What?
floor? Yeah, you do. Because we grew up with them. But our kids don't like arcades.
I hate balancing my Bible on my lap during service. I want a little desk or a table area in the pews. Okay.
Wow. Needy.
People are chiming in.
Ooh.
Hot tub.
Hot tub fun. Let's do it.
Getting saved in a hot tub.
Yes. Hot tub fun. That's what they need to do with the skate parks. They need to build like a sweet pool right here. Just fill it in. Make a pool.
I'm like deciding when is the appropriate time to Jesus juke this conversation.
After 7.
Okay.
When we come back.
Okay.
We're going to Jesus juke.
Because I've got thoughts.
We're going to bring it back.
I've got thoughts about all this that's coming in.
Right now, we're having fun. What's your church wish list? If you could have one thing here at church. One thing. And so far, the line is, because we're going to talk about this church decided to sell their church building and open up a brewery.
No joke.
So what would you want as far as, what would you think would bring more people to church? What would make you want to attend church even more? Because according to these surveys, it's down for sure. I mean, people aren't attending. We talked about this before. A lot of people are watching online now. They don't even need to leave their homes. They can stream a service right there on their couch in their bed. Why get the kids ready and the headache of getting the kids out? But man, if you know you can watch the football game in between services or get that score update on the Jumbotron, why not? Man. Is that what they call it?
The Jumbotron? Only if you're at Texas Stadium.
The Jumbotron. Yeah. What about appetizers? During church service, it's like Flicks and Brew. You hit a button on your seat, a waitress will show up with your apps.
I want to punch everything.
Your appetizers. You can eat during service. How cool would that be? Huh?
I mean.
Jesus sliders?
Jesus sliders? That's the best you got?
Yep, that's all I got. Disciple kebabs? Come on, man. I'm throwing them up there. What do you got?
I don't want to do this because I'm like trying to hold my tongue to Jesus juke this conversation. But you just keep setting me up.
I wish you would have fun with me.
You know, it's hard because this is what's wrong with the church right now.
You're saying I'm the problem?
Yeah, people who expect more is the problem. We're the church. We are the church. Not these stupid buildings. We are. But we have so many people chiming in with things that would like make the experience better, but it's not an experience. Stop being a freaking spectator.
Wow.
Yeah. Go get involved in church.
Maybe rap battles?
I heard a great message yesterday about the difference between going to church and being planted. And it was like, dang, dude. Yes. Pastor Skip right now has got a series called Smart Home. And it's not about like building up your church building environment. It's about home life. Because we mentioned earlier this hour, LeBron's doing these things. LeBron James opening the school to help the kids, help the parents get a better education. So it starts in the home. So let's do that and build upon that, because then we can build upon things in our community, and then the church can start acting like the church.
What about mac and cheeses?
Oh, gosh. Guys.
Thank you, Thebes. No mac and cheeses? No?
Holy Spirit fries?
Ooh. Give me some of the Holy Spirit fries. All right, well, keep them coming, guys. Your wish list. Don't forget, 8 a.m., we're going to be broadcasting live today. We're going to be leaving the studio, man, and we're going to be out at Coors in Montano, hanging out there with Feed In Them Kids, collecting school supplies, also non-perishable snacks. It's First Financial Credit Union at 6100 Coors Boulevard. Starting at 8. We'll be there till noon today, collecting those supplies. So come and say hi. Hang out with us. All right, we'll kick off this conversation when we come back. We're live from the Dreamstyle Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Hang out.
Evangel Christian Academy is a private school that is Christ-centered for tomorrow's leaders. With affordable tuition, small classes, a great sports program, and a secure facility, Evangel strives to equip students for the work God has for them. Our high school utilizes dual credit through C&M by offering 4 courses on our academy campus taught by our staff. Evangel uses a leadership-driven and individualized learning model to help prepare your student to stand strong in their faith and be ready for the real world. To further speak to individual students with various circumstances, we have a Christian-focused online homebound program for up to 20 students, grade 6 through 12. For more information about our programs, grade K through 12, please call 505-883-4674 or go online to ecanm.info. That's ecanm.info.
This is a fresh thought. Listen up to Levi Lusko.
If you are disciplined today, you will be more disciplined still. What I'm trying to get you to see is that, and by the way, this makes the selection of a spouse so important. Most people are looking for the wrong things. They're looking at the flower, being fooled by the grass, and are not understanding that the things that are the invisible attributes etched on the inside of the soul. But this isn't a sermon on swiping right. This is a sermon on who we're going to be 5 years from now. You see, time, listen to me, doesn't change who you are. It reveals who you are and makes you more of who you are. Time isn't going to change you. I'm going to be different in the future. No, you're going to be exactly like you are making choices today, just more set in those ways.
For more fresh thoughts, go to LeviLusko.com. This is Star 88 at 88.3 FM. KLYT, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and online at star88.fm.
Got up before the alarm, sunlight replacing the stars, finding my phone in the dark, putting my life on restart, so many places to go, asking what's best, I don't know. Each hour's an hour you make, so I know it's gonna be strange. One more day, I believe that it's gonna be all okay with you. And now I gotta breathe, I'm awake. My heart is beating for you. Your love is all I need. Another day, I'm gonna live it for you. I'm giving thanks for another day. Giving thanks for another day. Thank you for one more day. I'm giving thanks for another day. Giving thanks for another day. No one can tell me what's next, or just how much time I got left. Hourglass half full of sin, but I know it's all in your hands. There is no me, only yours. It's only in you I would trust. Yo, goodbye to fear and a doubt. Hello to your love reaching out. Feeling like one more day. Wanna show that I'm gonna go all the way with you. One more love, I gotta breathe. I'm awake. My heart is beating for you. Your love is all I need. Another day, I'm gonna live it for you. I'm giving thanks for another day. Giving thanks for another day. Thank you for one more day. I'm giving thanks for another day. Giving thanks for another day. Thank you for one more day.
It's us, everybody. Good morning. How's your Monday? Welcome to
that's a Monday.
Yeah, man, it's a Monday. Live from the Dreamstar Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Coming up at 8, broadcasting live. Course of Montano at the First Financial Credit Union. We're going to be hanging out with Feed In 'em Kids, collecting school supplies, non-perishable snacks. Hanging out till noon today. Cruise on by, man. Come and say hi.
Heck yeah, which is fantastic because somebody chimed in when we were talking about wish list for the church. Somebody said, I'd like to see the church more involved in community activities that benefit people in need. Well, that's exactly what we're doing today.
Yep.
Feed New Mexico Kids Ministry based out of Calvary, right here, Calvary Church. And it got started because Holly Slade heard about the fact that we are dead last in childhood hunger and said, we got to do something about this.
Yep.
Since then, Legacy Church here in Albuquerque teamed up with Calvary. We're all rolling hard together, trying to feed the homeless children in the Albuquerque community.
Yeah, businesses have jumped on board and said, hey, we'll be a drop-off location.
Which is exactly why we're going to be broadcasting live from First Financial today, because all of their locations are doing a food drive right now.
Yep.
So First Financial Credit Union, 6100 Coors Boulevard, that's where we will be broadcasting. Yeah, man.
Ooh, I got one to add to the church wish list. What if there was a church that started a radio station? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Oh.
Pretty cool, right?
I mean,
Calvary. That's what Calvary did. All right, so let's talk about this. This article definitely found Dex and it found our attention. I almost said found Dex and what's your name again? I almost called you Dex.
Dang, dude. You might benefit from this church.
Gosh, maybe.
Woo, it's a little early, but
this article caught our attention because this church said, let's get rid of the building and let's start a brewery. What?
Basically, the Greater Purpose Community Church in Santa Cruz, California. They recently sold their church building, moved into a temporary lounge space, and they are building a brewery where they will hold their services. Now, we've heard about things kind of like this, like Pastor Levi, when he first started in Montana, he was doing services like at a theater, right? And they served there, but it wasn't exactly alcohol.
Well, they did.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not during services necessarily, but I'm saying like at that venue.
Yeah.
Same with Hillsong. When I went out to New York City to visit Hillsong, the place that I was at the night before, Korn played there. It's like a venue that serves alcohol. So it's not unheard of for churches to be located in places where they do serve alcohol. What's different about this is the church is literally building this for the purpose of serving alcohol and having services.
It's like a full-on brewery.
Quote, we decided to sell the building because for us, a church is a community and a movement. Also, there's nothing in the Bible that says you can't drink alcohol in a responsible manner, end quote. They're currently holding their services in a lounge that also serves beer, which is kind of what sparked the pastor's idea to convert a downtown bookstore into a brewery that will also serve as the church. With the new church, he's actually hoping to donate 30 to 60% of the profits to local charities.
Oh, wow.
So it's still going to be a business. Quote, I thought to myself, wouldn't it be great if a church could figure out a way to make a product where they split the profits with local community service organizations? We were like, hey, we love beer. We love making beer. Why not just do a brewery? End quote. Man, he said he moved to Santa Cruz to plant a church and anticipated it was going to be a place of safety for those who have justifiably left the church due to bigotry or hate-filled theology. He said that everyone at the church drinks responsibly in a conversational atmosphere and even joked that his sermons are better after a couple of beers. Okay. If you check out their website, Greater Purpose Church explains that they will, quote, embrace you regardless of your faith, personal choice, life choices, race, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, political preference, social status, or economic standing, end quote.
So you're all welcome.
We love and value all equally, and at Greater Purpose Community Church, all literally means all. Radical love and unity are sacred in our community, end quote. So,
I love it.
The church opening a brewery in Santa Cruz, California. What say you?
505-338-3700 if you'd like to call in. You can also comment on Facebook and YouTube Live at Star 88 FM, and you can text in on the live line. What's that number?
505-585-LIVE. That's 505-585-5483. Somebody said in the good old days they sang hymns to pub music. Did they meet in pubs too? Actually, yeah, a lot of people did. That's why it was called the pub. It was the public place. It was a meeting space. It was like the center of town where people got their news and where they talked everything, and yes, including theology, religion. Somebody said, didn't monks used to make beer and wine to make money back in the good old days? Oh, the good old days.
I think they are correct. I actually heard about that.
Kevin says, I'll be praying for you guys. You look rough. Cool.
What? Really? We do?
Yeah.
I thought you looked pretty good.
Beer, Bibles, and beyond, someone said.
Beer, Bibles, and beyond? Whoa.
Thebes already ordered a Zacchaeus short and stout.
Okay. See? Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
The church, it's the cure for what ails you. Am I right?
Oh, man, I knew it.
Okay.
Good morning.
Hey, where is that church again?
Santa Cruz, California.
Santa Cruz, California. Okay, thanks, guys.
Okay. Wait. Hello, caller, go ahead. You want to? Okay. You gotta be kidding me.
Mark says, Grace Outreach Malt Liquor. Nope. Katrina says, no. Lots of O's.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we mock, but no, I don't think anybody has actually said anything real. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's either comical or just a dead set no. But
you want to give your thoughts first, or you want me to give my thoughts?
I'm not.
No, you don't want to give your thoughts?
Unique ministry, somebody said. Somebody said, quote, everyone in our church drinks responsibly. How could they possibly know that?
See, now that's where I'm at right now. Is do you want to be held responsible for, let's say somebody has a couple beers,
right,
and they drive home and they get into an accident,
right?
I mean,
at church,
you have to have a liquor license.
Liability.
You're gonna have to. I mean, that's the thing, man. Opening up a bar or even a restaurant that serves alcohol, there's a lot that goes into that people don't even realize. You know, there's a lot of. I mean, if you hire somebody that isn't checking IDs, let's say. I mean, there's so much that goes into. I don't know if I would want the responsibility.
Do you have to get like wristbands? You know, like when you go to a concert,
There
you're
has to
like
be
just
an
going in the
area?
normal line. There's like the beer line where it's like, hey, you guys want to drink? You got to get a wristband. Like, does the church members have to go get in a wristband line for beer and show their ID that way so that they can come to church? It's so weird.
Well, I do know that, breweries now, some breweries, they allow families. I mean, you go in and there's families with kids, right?
I've heard
and
that.
so when you walk in, I've heard it too.
Yeah,
I don't know
I've
what
heard
it's
that.
like.
I've heard that.
I mean, you walk in and you get stamped, and then when you sit down at your table, when the waitress or waiter comes by, they say, hey, if you order a beer, then they
you
look
have to
at
have your stamp or whatever.
That's how you do it.
That's what I've heard.
So, I mean, that's how you would get around it.
Yeah. Somebody said drunks for Jesus. Nope. Can we have a grown-up conversation about this? I don't think so.
What are your thoughts on this church in California saying, let's sell our building and let's open up a brewery? Go ahead.
Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Come froth and be healed.
Oh gosh.
What wasn't Jesus' first miracle turning the water into wine?
It sure
that
was. Yeah,
that
sure
actually
was.
was.
Mm-hmm.
his
And actually, he didn't just turn it into like Boone's Farm.
Right.
He turned it into the most expensive, delicious wine, and they had a nice little wedding party.
Yeah.
Because of it. Now, I'm not saying
that he was like all for everybody getting housed.
No, but he knows a celebration when he sees it.
Yeah.
Right. He knew the wedding would have been destroyed.
Yeah, right.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, go ahead, caller.
Yeah.
No, you're not wrong.
No,
if you take a look at the book of John, chapter 2, what he's saying is that at the end, the master of the banquet tasted this wine and didn't realize where it come from. Then he called the bridegroom aside and said, everyone brings out the choice wine first, and then the cheaper wine after the guests have had too much to drink, but you have saved the best till now. And so,
right.
Yes, I hear what you're saying. Thank you, caller.
Yeah, thank you, caller.
Yeah, caller. Caller, thank you.
Glad you're made
Thank you,
safe.
Bill. Thank you, Bill.
Bye, Bill.
So, yeah, okay. Somebody said recovering alcoholics shouldn't be around that stuff, though.
Yeah, that's another great point. You know, do you have another section where that's the thing? It's a brewery. You know, you're going into a brewery.
Our boy Jor-El said, feels like a great church to attend as an Uber driver. Go to church and then make some extra cash afterwards. You know, driving people home. Mm-hmm. Somebody said, I'm sure I'm being naive, but I just don't see the reverence.
The reverence.
The reverence? In opening a brewery? I don't understand. For a church opening a brewery?
Yeah.
I need more than that.
Clarification, please.
Yeah. It's hard to take this seriously, probably because how I was raised in a conservative religion. Oh, man. Somebody said, I don't think a Bloody Mary would be appropriate there.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Remember, the Starmy chimed in on the flip side and said, actually, there's a local bar run by Christians in town. They are soon to be hosting a worship night called Hops and Hymns. That's
Seriously?
real.
Wow.
Not in our area code, though. That's like a Wisconsin area code, yo. So
Turn that radio down, please.
Yeah.
Church opening.
Turn it down.
Turn it right down.
There you go. Go ahead.
Just in regards to the church at the brewery, it's a horrible idea because we're not supposed to be stumbling blocks to people, and this is not going to. It might bring in good revenue because of the money in the tip since they're already drunk. I wouldn't even consider it an offering, especially because of the way it's being received, but it's more of a tip, like, here you go, you know, and I feel right about myself now and my habit that I've developed because I'm going to church and God sees it right. It really would create a lot of alcoholics and a lot of problems.
Now, okay, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I also would like to add, just taking the other side of this.
Yeah.
If you know that you are going to a brewery that's a church.
Yeah.
You know
ahead of time. This is not a church building. This is an actual brewery.
Right.
Where they serve alcohol.
Right.
That happens to have church services.
Exactly. So people that like to go to breweries are going to look at that and go, oh my gosh,
an opportunity.
There's an opportunity here. I haven't been to church in years. I would love to get my faith back on track.
Right.
I would like to invite my friends who love to go to breweries, and I could be like, hey guys, I know this great new spot, you know, and then you take them there, and it's like, dude, this is an actual church. Like They have church here.
But she's referencing 1 Corinthians 8, not becoming a stumbling block to the weak. So, you know, we are charged with taking care that our liberties do not somehow become a stumbling block for the weak.
Yeah.
This is one that I battle greatly because what does it mean? What does stumbling block mean? And when looking deeper at it, it talks about the idea of like causing someone to turn away from their faith. Not just like, oh man, I saw this guy have a beer, so now I'm going to have a beer. Because that still takes away free will and personal choice.
Yeah.
If that person, that former alcoholic, wants to have a drink, they'll probably try and find any excuse to have said drink. Seriously. Should we be walking around getting trashed in public? Well, no, because Scripture blatantly tells us not to be drunk. But leading someone else into sin, how is that, quote, accomplished? Do you know what I mean? Because it still greatly depends on the heart of the person around you. And so like you're saying, if somebody is a former alcoholic and is invited to a brewery for church,
But they're not going to go. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to go because they're at that spot where it's like, listen, I don't want to be around it. They know whether or not they can be around it.
Yeah.
Or not.
Somebody else said, but if you're going to go to church because it's a brewery, then why don't you just go to a brewery? I don't know.
Well, I'm sure this church service, I would imagine, is going to be unlike anything that you've ever been to. You know, it's a brewery, but it's also like church service. So you probably have the worship, probably have a band in there, you know, maybe praise and worship.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, because somebody said church is for worship. It's not a restaurant. That's for after worship. But how many times growing up were you at church, and then after church came the buckets of KFC because the church was having a potluck in the church?
Yeah.
You're gathering, you're hanging out. Now put it in a different perspective, a brewery where you're gathering and hanging out, not for the purpose of getting trashed, but for hanging out with your friends and having a beer while you talk life and everything else.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just putting it out there. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, we have to cut this break short because we have to head on out because we're going to be broadcasting live starting at 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. until noon. First Financial Credit Union, Coors and Montano. We're going to be gathering non-perishable snacks, school supplies, teaming up with Inham Kids, Feed Inham Kids, excuse me, and we're going to be hanging out, guys. Come and say hi when you're on your way to work this morning. Maybe you'd like to drop off school supplies or some non-perishable snacks. All the details, star88.fm/events. Also the list of all the items that we're asking for. Of course, we'll go over that when we kick things off at 8. So come and join us. First Financial Credit Union, starting at 8 a.m. Coors and Montano. Thank you, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. We have to go now.
I know.
Live from the Dreamstar Remodeling Star 88 Studios. Hang on.
Whether at home or the workplace, we're all leaders. Become a better leader in this leadership moment with Craig Groeschel.
We don't win as individuals.